I'm with Sherilyn, one of the AMD Ion Foot Detox practitioners based in Manawatu. Sherilyn, how did you first come into my world?
One of my friends, Jess, had shared posts about doing one of your Parasite programs. And so then I started looking at some of the things she was sharing, and then that's how I was introduced to your world. And then I started following some of your posts, and it aligned with things that I'd recognized with my own health. And I was like,
And when you saw Jess's post about parasites, before seeing her posts, did you ever think, did you know that parasites were a thing? Did you think you had parasites? Were you even curious in a parasite program?
no, I hadn't thought about parasites. Like I knew about Giardia, and like worms. Like as kids and your parents like worm you regularly. That was the level that I was at until I was exposed to what Jess was sharing.
And from a medical background, from your training, did you learn about parasites at all?
No, definitely not to that extent.
Really? So okay, so
Yeah.
Jess basically started sharing about parasites online. Was it the gross parasite photos that intrigued you when
Yes.
that
Yeah, and I was like, how is that inside of someone? Oh my God. And then straight away I was just like, I've got these. Like I just knew. I
and
didn't even have to look at the symptoms. I was just like, I've got these.
was it intuitively that you knew, or was it
Mm.
that some sort of information had been shared? Like what made you know that you had them?
Well, it's intuitive, but I was like, if she can have these, then I must have them too. And she leads a relatively healthy life.
I love that you connected those dots because most people are the exact opposite, where they're like, that person has them, but I don't have them. And you're
Mm,
so right. And I think, Sherilyn, you've touched on such a great point there. People think that if you lead a relatively healthy life, like I think I'm a healthy person,
mm.
and I also think I'm a hygienic, clean person, like I don't think of myself as being like, I think I'm all of those things. Yet the ways we get exposed to them, it's like, how can you not have parasites in today's world?
Exactly. Like I talk to a lot of friends and stuff. So half of them are like intrigued and want to know, and the other ones are like, I don't have those. I don't want to know about them.
And if they don't have them, why do they think that they don't have them? Like, if they believe they don't have them, why?
I think a lot of people don't take their health seriously too. And like if they haven't seen things with their own eyes, then they are just like, well, that's not happening to me.
And Sherilyn, I think you've touched on a great point with your own eyes because when you come into the 10-day parasite program, which we'll talk about in a second, there's half the group that's always the gross factor of like, I'm not looking in the toilet. I don't want to look in the toilet. I don't want to see these things. And then there's always a group that can't wait to get into the toilet and see these things. But I truly believe, as a practitioner and working with clients for so many years, you have to see to believe when it comes to parasites because it's even if you just look once
Hmm.
so easy for people to go, even do the program and go, I don't have parasites. Like, but then when you see them, it's like quite confronting, right?
Yeah, like when I started doing the program, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to have good result. Am I going to see the same things that other people are seeing? And then when I started seeing them, I was like, oh my God, this is really happening.
And Sherilyn, did you have any fears around joining the program?
No, I was more intrigued and excited and hoping that it was like a piece of the puzzle to my house that was
And
going to improve things.
And for you, because we can talk about how we first met in person at a retreat day, and I will say this, and I said it to you at the time, as a mum, I was like so saddened. Like, and I even went home that Saturday night being like, my heart breaks for Sherilyn. Because like so many women that come into my world, you're a mum of a young, very active boy. And you're exhausted. Like your body, like your blood work was showing that you were so tired through no fault of your own, like not in a blame way at all, but it just breaks my heart that so many women are so tired, but they can actually get energy again. So, what was your experience, Sherilyn, in terms of how did you feel going into the program and how did you feel at the end of the program?
So that was the first program I'd done with you, and I was exhausted. I had no energy. I had done all the tests, and everyone kept telling me I was normal, and I was like, "There's something wrong. Like, what is it?" And so when I seen Jess's post, I was like, "Okay, I'm going to try this with Shelley." And straight away I got results within like just the first dose of pills that I had, and then it only got better. And then by the end of the program, my energy was like just yeah, it was skyrocketed. I was waking up in the morning and I actually feel energized. I wasn't going to sleep and waking up tired, even after a full night's sleep. That was the big one for me.
Oh, Cheryl, and like for me, like I know some people come for weight loss and inflammation and stuff, but like seeing you transform, like you were always, and I've said this to you along the way, you were such a lovely person at that retreat day, but you were a lovely person with no energy. And then by the end of the 10-day Parasite program, I was like, she's got a spark again. Like you
Mm.
actually got vitality and energy. In terms of like you like for me, I was like so happy seeing you at the end because I was like, there's a mum that can actually play like engage. I'm not saying that you weren't engaging with Jasper
Hmm.
before, but a mum that can actually work and have energy for her family.
Yeah, and also like improving that brain fog as well. That was the big one for me.
Yes, so for you with brain fog though, because quite a few people don't even notice that they have brain fog. Did you actually know that you had brain fog, or did you put it down to being busy, a working mom, or were you actually aware of your symptom of brain fog?
Well, I'd had it before I'd had Jasper, but obviously it got worse. And then I am super busy, and I was like, but also life shouldn't be like this. Like we're 12 months after I've had him, and I'm not seeing any improvement to my health.
And I'm not laughing at the fact that you were 12 months, but it's so true because it's like you've hit the spot again, Sherilyn, where it's like, at which point do you call it and go 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 5 years later, where there is no improvement? Like, at least you called it early. But for other people, where it's like, actually, there's no improvement. So something's got to change. You've got to peel back the layers and try a
Mm,
different approach, which is exactly what you did to get different results. Now, Sherilyn, you might not remember this, and I know it wasn't your number one reason for going, but I'm tying this in because I know your latest round was this. In that first program, did you lose any weight?
yes.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
But did you lose? So you've done a few rounds of the Parasite program now, and I know you weren't necessarily, weight wasn't the number one priority, but was it the latest round that you lost the most amount of weight
Yes.
or the
Yeah.
quicker? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that, and what was your experience with that? Just in terms of like, obviously weight hasn't been your motivating factor. It was all about energy and getting your brain focus and clarity and back again. But what has been your experience with weight loss on these programs?
Well, I think changing my eating style that's helped, and also the different lifestyles, life cycles of the parasites. So obviously, yeah, in the beginning, I've been getting good results, but then this was the third time that I'd done the parasite program, and so I'd built up with doing your other programs as well, and so I got really amazing results this time round because my body was like,
And
wow, like
correct me if I'm wrong, because I never want to exaggerate, but I think you saw most of your weight loss like after like the first 4 or 5 days. Am I correct?
yeah,
Yeah, it was. I only say that like hesitantly because I didn't want to exaggerate. But I
mm,
remember you coming into the group when we do your data measurements and be like, and I remember being like, Sherilyn, it's day 4. Like
yeah.
that is phenomenal. And, like, wasn't that just? And do you feel with the weight loss? Have you felt different in your body?
Yeah, like my clothing fits way better. I'm less bloated and I've maintained that as well.
So, because
Mm.
now, what are we, 2 weeks roughly?
Mm,
Let's pretend 2 weeks post program. Because
yeah.
this is a common question that I get asked. As soon as the program ends, does the weight go back on? What is your experience with that?
In the first two rounds, yes, you're always going to get some weight gain. That's just natural after you've been like really restricting your eating. But most of my weight has still remained off for this time because I'd lost quite
Sharon,
a bit.
that's awesome.
Mm,
And then inflammation wise, like when we get you to measure your lymph points,
mm.
what did you notice about that during the program? Or what is your understanding of why I get clients to measure their lymphatic, like certain points on their body?
Because you're seeing if you've got any parasites stuck in different areas can swell up and it's yeah, good for
And so
you.
it's not about judgment. No, but it's not like I'm telling you off. It's literally just so that I can really support you so then we
Mm.
can flash them out quicker and like quicker in a safe way, and that your body's flushing them out opposed to keeping them in and making you puffier and more inflamed. Like it's a
Mhm.
safety mechanism for you and everyone else on the program. Sherilyn, what did you know? What were you hesitant about doing a group program? Like obviously your friend had done it, so you knew sort of what it was going to be like through her experience. But were you like, oh, I'm not sure about a group program?
Yes, because I've always been like doing this journey like as an individual, like it's always been a real personal journey that I haven't always shared with a lot of people because people don't always share their health. That's quite personal to a lot of people.
Agreed.
And then coming into this, it's amazing having a group of people and you're
It's an
all,
open book.
it is, and you're all on the same journey. And then it's like becomes a bit of a competition. And just, yeah, I've met some amazing people doing these programs.
And isn't it like you say, because I agree with you, health can be incredibly private, incredibly personal. And I totally
Mhm.
get that, like, totally, totally support that. But from my experience as a practitioner as well, what I love is for the first time for a lot of people, you've got a community around you actually cheering you on. Like, a part of the Parasite program at times can be tiring and disheartening and symptoms and looking in the toilet when you don't want to look in the, and when you've got this community being like, you can do it, like everyone's on the same page. And you watch, what I love is you watch people on the roller coaster, so then you don't feel alone. Like it's not like you're doing this wrong, you're a bad person, like it's not working. It's like, actually, quite a few of us are going through this. It must be a part of the process.
Definitely. And then going into like extra programs and then seeing people doing it for the first time. And I'm like, I was there and I remember that. And so, like, yeah, that's really nice too.
And I agree with you, Sherilyn. That's also the thing I love about group programs too. And it's not like we create this in the group program, but I do very much know that individuals can look and go, "Oh my gosh, I've come so far." Like
Mm.
I was there. Like you say, I was there. I was that person. And now look at me and my health, and now look at where I am at. And you become the inspiration that the others are going, which I think is so beautiful because you get those full circle moments which you never get when you're doing health on your own.
Especially with your stress tests. I remember doing your first program and I was orange every day. And I was like, these are never going to be green. I was like, whatever Shelley's saying, this is not true. And then now I'm green and I'm doing programs and I'm like, these people sitting on here seeing my green stick will be like, how is she green? I'm orange. I'm like,
And you're thinking back to remember probably when you're thinking these are a hoax, these are never
yeah,
going to work, she's setting me up to fail, which is all things I know clients think before they get green. And then there's the other people in the, like when you were probably in the group thinking, oh, those other people are getting green. Like
yeah,
I've obviously worked with her for a gazillion years. Like it's like, but it's inspiring and it
it
helps
is.
you
Yeah,
know that it is possible, even if you don't believe it in the moment in the program that you're in.
no, for sure.
And then, Sherilyn, from the very first program, when obviously you didn't have your own AMD foot detox at home because like you came straight into my world very fast. What have you noticed about doing programs with the foot detox as well? Have you noticed different benefits? Has it improved? Has it changed your experience during the programs?
It's definitely helped with obviously detoxing things during the programs, resetting my nervous system. I'm getting better sleep as well. It's helping get me green before I'm going to bed and then waking up green because my body's less stressed.
Sherilyn, and just to pause on that for a second, have you done the foot detox right before bed and tested to make sure you get green from it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like where I have the most time in my day is
That,
right before bed. So yeah.
and then when you do it right before bed, you then wake up green as well.
hmm
And
But
it's
also I'm taking your magnesium, so
but both of them together because they're both working on your nervous system. But
yeah.
it is such a great tool in terms of getting you green, helping. And the cool thing that you're doing it actually before bed, Sherilyn, is that means that at night you're able to detoxify your brain because you're going to
hmm
bed parasympathetic, and that's when your brain detoxes. So Sherilyn, also with that though, would you say that your life has been the same amount of stressful more stressful depending on which program you're on? Like, has your stress levels increased?
My stress levels have increased, but also my health has increased. So,
Well, what I was going to say on that note though was I knew your life had stress had increased, like has stress had increased, but it also shows you when you have tools like the foot detox, even if your life, like I know that your life has been super, super busy, like over the past few months, yet you've been committed to doing the foot detox and
yeah.
you've been getting green, which
Mm,
yes, your health's improved. I'll take that win. I'm just like, I'll take that, but even with that, I truly think for you, Sherilyn, that the foot detox has been fundamental in terms of keeping you green during these programs
mhm.
with the level of how much more your life's just increased, just lifing, like as life does. And what a great tool it's been for you to actually keep your nervous system parasympathetic despite a lot going on in your life.
Yeah, no, it's been such a great tool. It's,
And then
yeah.
And Sherilyn, do you, on that note though, just one more thing to wrap it up with the foot detox, with that point, is that also it helps you detoxify more on the programs, having that as well, because you're obviously able to detoxify through your feet and through the water.
Yeah. No, I do. I love watching it every night and seeing the different changes and yeah,
And
it
Sherilyn,
definitely up levels those programs for sure.
do you notice like the signs of parasites coming out in the foot detox when you're doing a parasite program?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought you would. And would you say that it's enhanced your programs?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
definitely agree with you too. I think that if anyone lives near Sherilyn and you're doing one of my programs, you definitely need to be booking in for foot detoxes at the same time because it definitely 100% up levels the whole experience. You can obviously do the foot detox without one of my programs and you can do the programs without the foot detox, but it's a huge way to like support the liver and all the toxins coming out via your feet and super gently without needing to take a lot of pills.
Yeah, and I think it's helped with my symptoms as well. Like during the programs, like my symptoms have been very minimal, whereas a lot of other people have had quite significant symptoms. And each day I'm reporting no symptoms, no symptoms. But I still know that I'm detoxing.
Sherilyn, you've hit the nail on the head because I was hoping you'd made that your own connection with that. If you, and I don't expect you to know, remember this, but your very first detox, you parasite program, you actually did have liver detox symptoms, as we
Hmm.
would expect you to have. And the fatigue, I would say the fatigue, even though you got more energy at the end of the program, you're also fatigued along the way.
Hmm.
But as a practitioner and a reflection of like what witnessing you with the foot detox, like you fly through the programs. Like you
Yeah.
are like every single day you're in the group chat and you're like feel great, great. And credit to you because I know you're 100% doing your lymph work too, but
Mm.
you have like huge protocols and almost zero symptoms, like they're minimal. Because the foot detox is just supporting your liver and that whole drainage pathway so phenomenally during the program. So credit to you that even when you're super busy, you keep going back and doing the foot detoxes, but you definitely have a very easy ride, very easy 10 days because of that being such an amazing tool to use.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long, 30 minutes. Like I'm like, you can sit on your phone and scroll for 30 minutes and nothing. And I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in bed and scroll on my phone. Like I could sit there and scroll on my phone and do the detox at the same time.
And you know that I literally say that to you and all the other practitioners. I'm like, I don't care what you do while you do it, just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like there's always time.
there's sometimes when you do all the like breathing and turn it into a whole experience, and then there's other times you just get it done for all the
Hmm.
health benefits. Sherilyn, for you as an AMD practitioner though, do you see the symptoms of parasites coming out in the water?
Yes. Yeah.
And what would you, for any of your clients, like your AMD practitioner, your AMD clients listening, or anyone listening, what would you say to them if they were on the fence about doing a parasite program?
I'd tell them to jump in, do it. I show them like my own results and my photos, and I'm like, you've got nothing to lose.
And,
Especially if they've got huge loads of parasites as well, and I bring it to their attention, then they're like, okay, I'm going to do something about this because they can actually see it themselves.
and what do you think is the scariest thing going into a program? for anyone that's on the fence worried? What would you say would be the scariest?
Just the unknown and not knowing how you're going to react to the protocol. That's probably the scariest.
Oh, okay. So thank you for bringing that up then. Do you think on the program, once you're in the program, it's scary? Like, do you think there's a lot of support and a lot of help, like from me, in terms of if you do get symptoms or the portal or all the other resources that we give you?
Yeah, so once you actually get onto the portal and you download everything and go through all the videos and everything and get a bigger understanding of actually what's happening, then you can become a lot more comfortable.
I agree, and I do. And so, if they're scared about the idea of going through, also though, Sherilyn, is there a lot of hand holding? Like, as in, like, I know practitioners talk about being in Telegram groups each day, but
Mhm.
am I actually in the Telegram group each day?
Yes. You're there all day, every day. You say you're only there for a couple of hours in the morning and the afternoon, but I mean, the chat group's going off all day, and you get home and you're like, oh my God, I've got to catch up on what everyone's been saying.
And I'm only teasing
Yeah,
because
yeah, no, you're amazing. Yeah.
and because I love it, and Sherilyn will message me like on Instagram being like, "You're still in the chat, you're still going," like, and she like you mean it lovely, but it's not like I'm not just talking about being there. Like for people that are scared, and I totally get that. That's why I am in the chat. Like like because I want you to have an amazing experience and feel supported. Like the honest truth is though, as a practitioner, what I can say is if you don't show up and tell me that there's symptoms or communicate that there's something
Mhm.
going on, I can't help you. Like that is the honest truth. Like my hands are tied because I definitely think you could do the program and have symptoms. And if you've never told me, you've like you're going to feel like you're not supported even with the portal. But if you show up and ask and tell me and share, I'm all over that. Like there's always a suggestion for everything, Sherilyn, if not multiple suggestions.
Absolutely. Like the more you participate in it, the more you're going to get out of it.
Absolutely. And Sherilyn, for you, obviously doing a few programs now, have you learned new things each program or it's enhanced things or reminded you of things?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm more intentional about my own health, and yeah, it's always a good place for me to reflect and reset and refocus on my own health because sometimes life things get away from you, and you're like, okay, I need to like hunker down. I need to focus. Like, I know how great I feel after doing these programs with you. So,
And Sherilyn, I think you're so right. The thing is, life happens for all of us, whether we're a practitioner or not. Like, life is busy, it's life's. And that's what I love about the 10-day programs is that it makes you anchor back into your health. Remember why you're doing things. Like the thing for with humans, all of us, we need to be reminded so that we keep doing these things and we go, oh, that's why we were doing it. Like we get off autopilot a little bit and we actually remember why we're doing it and then we'll keep doing it. Do you have a favorite tool that you've learned over the programs that you keep implementing?
it's got to be my legs up the wall.
Is that your
I learned
favorite?
that at the retreat. Yeah, like I do that every night without fail. Like,
I remember you teaching that I remember teaching you that literally, Sherilyn. I can remember we were sitting outside and we were talking about like nervous system, and you were looking at me being like, I'm a busy mom. Like, how do you expect me to take a breathing break? Like, you're asking me to help bring down my cortisol levels. Like, you weren't saying this, but I could see how you were looking at me being like, did you hear that I've got a young son? And I'm like, Sherilyn, legs up the wall. You could totally do legs up the wall. Jasper can do legs up the wall, climbing all over you. Like I know those were my like words.
they
But
were your words.
that's what, like I'm like nobody has an excuse. Your experience might not be as idyllic depending on which age your child is at the time when you first start legs up the wall. Obviously, from when they're crawling all over you to like now where Jasper probably does it beside you, or at least you can tell him to like lie beside you for a few minutes. But is that one being the easiest tool to incorporate?
Definitely. And the other one's probably my smoothies.
Oh,
Like I
smoothies, game changer.
Yeah. When I've got no time in the morning, I just chuck it all in a blender, boom, done. Can take it in the car with me and drink it on the way to work. And
Sherilyn, I'm also the same in terms of I didn't even like smoothies many years ago, but it's just the health benefits. Like that's a tip from the 10-day health immersion. And I reckon if all your clients did those as well, like I'm like, you're winning at life when you've had a smoothie. Doesn't matter what else has happened. I remember when I was in my clinic and walking to work, and I got to work one day and my smoothie had like fallen open, like come open in my bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be the worst. Like, talk about creating a bad day. But at the same time, I opened my bag and I was like, I'm not winning at life anymore. I don't have my smoothie. Like, this is going to be a terrible day because I'm not winning anymore. And I was hungry and there was, like just all the things that the smoothie takes care of because it's
Mhm.
just so easy. So easy. Sherilyn, what's been your favorite, last question to put you on the spot with? What's been your favorite part of any of the programs you've done?
Favorite part. There's so many favorite parts. I like the meeting new people. I like the upskilling, all the like I always learn something new. I like incorporating it into my life. And I also like sharing it with my clients. So
I was
upskilling
gonna say,
myself, that's like probably my biggest thing is yeah, the knowledge that I gain each time and then I can share it with other people to improve
I
their account.
I love that, Sherilyn. And just on that note, one more thing on that. What is your most favorite thing with sharing with your AMD with your I foot detox clients that come in? What is your most favorite thing that you love sharing with them?
Liver health, liver,
Oh, liver health.
liver, beetroot a day.
And okay, we'll just segue to this and then I promise you we'll wrap it up. With liver health, obviously with your medical background as well, would you have thought, now you see this day in and day out when you're doing the foot detoxes, are you surprised at how many people show up with toxic livers?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah,
not surprised by what we're exposed to daily, but when you actually see that everyone is affected by it and what's coming out, and you're like, okay.
it's quite eye-opening, eh? To know it, like we know it when we think about, the world today, pollution,
Mhm.
all the things we're doing. But to actually see it's quite confronting.
Mhm.
Because have you seen any of your clients that haven't had like a liver loaders, like a liver showing? Yeah, I know. Crazy.
No.
Me
Yeah.
neither. Me neither. And all the like hundreds and hundreds of people that I've seen foot detoxes with liver. And it's so sad because liver is so key for health and vitality and longevity and our brain health. Like just like the liver does 500 different things in our bodies. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Okay, anything you want to tell us? Last thing, Sherilyn?
Oh, like what else do I have on my little note thing?
You've done
Oh,
so
I
well.
got my most surprising symptom that I've
Oh,
improved doing your parasite programs is I wasn't able to, I love garlic and it would always upset my stomach and I could not eat garlic and I'd roast them and I knew that I'd be sick and bloated afterwards and have gas. But now I can, yeah, give me all the garlic, no symptoms.
Sherilyn, I'm so glad that we didn't stop before you'd shared that. Now, I love this. Do you know why you are always reacting to garlic now with everything you've learned?
Well, it was obviously inflammatory, but you said that parasites don't like garlic.
Yeah, so that's why you couldn't, and this is why, like, so many people, I'm so glad that you shared this, Sherilyn, because so many people in my DMs go, oh, but I can't have garlic. I can't do your parasite program
Mhm.
because it's garlic. And I'm like, no, the reason why you can't eat, like, dietary eat garlic is because you've got parasites, and it's the parasites. Like, so when you were eating the garlic before you did the parasite program, it's actually your body telling you, alert, 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 you've got parasites. But like a lot of other people, I'll either eat it and suffer the consequences, or I'm not
Yes,
gonna eat it because it's so awful. But like, isn't life and flavor so much better with garlic?
100%. It's my
Yeah.
favorite. I love it.
And Sherilyn, you like so many people react to garlic, and it makes me so sad because I'm like, if you just did the program, you can be like Sherilyn and eat garlic for the rest of your life and enjoy the flavors with no bloating, no nauseousness, no wanting to vomit, no symptoms, like reflux, like all the things. Sherilyn, I'm so glad we didn't stop there because so many people are like you, and my tagline's gonna be, don't be a Sherilyn. Don't be a Sherilyn and avoid the garlic. Do the parasite program and then you can eat garlic like Sherilyn.
Yeah, no, that's definitely my top tip.
Thank you so much, Sherilyn. I really appreciate you sharing your experience and then your clients getting to live through you and all your learnings and learn from your wealth of knowledge. They are so lucky to have you as their practitioner.
Thanks, Shelley, and thank you for everything you share with me.
Thank you.